Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today folks we're going to be taking on World 6, also known as Iced Land. Not Iceland, Iced Land in past tense. So this used to not be ice, folks. It's been frozen over for whatever reason. I don't know, the Ice Age hit. But anyway, as you can tell, this is the obligatory ice level of the game, and I hate ice physics. And even in Mario, that is no exception. I really despise ice physics in video games because I don't like the idea of my control just being fiddled about with. If people wonder what I'm on about, well, ice physics basically means that whenever I'm gonna walk forward, I'll slide, and when I slide, well, obviously I have less control of my traction, and chances are I'm going to try and move left to get out of the way of an enemy, and I slide right into the enemy and get hurt anyway, and it's just not fun at all. However, this world isn't too big a deal. I did die quite a bit during this playthrough in this world because, well, let's face it, ice physics, ugh. But in terms of level design, this world is actually a lot easier than the previous world. It's just the ice physics make it harder. So if you can get used to the ice physics, this is a pathetic world, very easy to get through. If you can't get used to the ice physics, well then you have to stick like me and die a lot. Trial and error! Oh. Unfortunately, I'm not good at that. Of course, Hammer Brothers as well is still as annoying as ever. And just as before, depending on what piece of land the Hammer Brothers are standing on whenever you go to fight them, the environment will be changed. For example, Iceland, the environment is ice, so we have to struggle with the ice physics to try and take on the Hammer Brothers and dodge their hammers. It's such a nightmare. Although, to be fair, this isn't too bad a world. But one thing I will say about this world in particular, the music by here. This music, my god, it is creepy as hell. I used to hate going to Iceland when I was younger because it used to petrify me. The music just made me think that someone's going to jump out of the shadows and be like, "Hi, how you doing?" Frustrating time. Anyway, I hope you guys like your precision platforming, because now we got precision platforming with clouds, with a bottomless pit, and with auto-scroll. It's just like all the gods hated Luigi, but one day. Oh no. Seriously though, it's when you can get used to the ice physics, this is literally no problem. Although you do need to be careful by your time your jumps in order to jump on these clouds and jump over this gigantic block pillar. And as with all auto-scroll levels that take place in the air, your basically grace and savior is, as always, the raccoon tail. So be sure you have a raccoon tail before popping in to this world, because otherwise, good luck. It's still possible. This, everything in World 5 is infinitely more difficult than this world, but having a raccoon tail is still a very useful thing to have, because a minute ago I almost died, and I would have died if I didn't have this tail on me, so there's that. Of course, it's still a fairly short level. There we go, there's the end of it. Okie dokie, oh bye. Although, this is one of the longest worlds in the entire game, as you can probably tell by the part length being half an hour long. Which means I'm gonna be having fun trying to do commentary for this one, because, well, this is a very large amount of levels compared to the other worlds in the game. The levels tend to be longer, more drawn out. I think there's a couple of levels that actually are quite maze-like as well, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that though. Oh, I almost spun into him by pressed the button at the precisely wrong time. One thing I have to say about the raccoon tail though, it is nowhere near as good as the cape in Mario World, because the raccoon tail has that little delay whenever you try to do a spin attack, and it screws me up so often because I just think I push the attack button, it'll be instantaneous, but no, it's like a 1 second delay until you can actually hurt the enemies, and it always spins me out. Oh, hardcore platforming. Oh. So yeah, just boop off those two Koopa shells, and you're heading on to the end of the level. Oh, delicious. Oh my. Anyway, time to head on up to that mushroom house, because this mushroom house actually is the first mushroom house in the game to house a very, very special item. One that I hold so close to my heart, and I really wish modern games included this item. Yes, it is the Hammer Brothers suit that I squeed about pretty much the entirety of the last part. Oh, I love the Hammer Brothers suit. It's so good. And am I using it? Haha, no. No, I am not. I am keeping that suit as much as I can, because actually I think I lose it. But the Hammer Brothers suit, I am very picky about using the Hammer Brothers suit because, well, that was awful of me. I don't know, I always have issues with the Hammer Brothers suit. I don't like using it. It just... Blair, you know? Because it's so rare an item, whenever I lose it, I pretty much cry to myself, even though it's God mode. Basically, if you go slow enough, you can't get hit with a Hammer Brothers suit. That's just the case in point. Like, even these Podoboos that are popping out of the lava, the fireballs, I think the Hammer Brothers suit can kill these. It's insane. It's like a portable star, except you're not invincible. So there we go. Although one interesting thing about Mario Bros. 3, which I haven't actually brought up, was in Japan, in this version of the game, whenever you get hit, no matter what, you turn into Big Mario. Then, if you get hit again, you turn into Little Mario, or Luigi if you're playing as them, as you can see by here. In Japan, this was different. In Japan, no matter what, if you get hit, you'll turn into Little Mario or Luigi, and you'll turn into your little one-hit form. So it's... In Japan, it's always 2 hits until you die. Unless you have the super special sexy power suits, like the Tanuki suit, or the... What's it called? The hammer suit, or frog suit. Those were the exception in the Japanese version, because instead of taking 2 hits to get killed, those will... Whenever you get hit by them, those will turn you back into big form. So, you know, it works, it works. It's then less special in this version of the game purely because, well, no matter what, you turn into big form and you get hit. So, ah, Boom Boom. Oh, you haven't changed much, have you? Oh, boy. I feel sorry for Boom Boom. We go to his fortresses, we destroy everything in the fortress, and then we boop him on the head 3 times. He must have a splitting headache by the end of this game. Assuming it's the same Boom Boom and Bowser doesn't have an army of them. I'm assuming it's the same Boom Boom and not an army because, well, Boom Boom doesn't really reappear until Mario 3D Land. Christ, is it long? My god, mate! It's one hell of a long time for a character to be missing off a series, Jesus. Unless he was in any of the spin-off games, but I don't remember him in any. I know he's never been playable. Huh. Well, that's beside the point. This one must... Oh, it's a mushroom wearing an army cap. Okie dokie. Sergeant Shroom, I shall call him. I don't know why Sergeant Shroom... I don't know. Anyway, this pipe by here, you might be wondering where it leads. It leads to absolutely nothing. Riveting, isn't it? Yeah, this is one of the worlds where the pipes in the overworld start to become a bit less useful because they start to lead to areas which are dead ends. It gets really annoying. Especially in the next world where the pipes literally lead to nothing. 9 times out of 10. The pipes in the next world are very frustrating. To be expected, because the next world is actually called Pipe Maze. It's part of the whole thing. Although, I don't know how noticeable this will be, but this footage by here you're seeing is actually going to be going out of sync every so often. I do fix it as much as I can. So, I can't really do too much about it, unfortunately. I resync it up as much as I can wherever I can, but... Yeah. The problem is, basically my recording software is going picky at the end of this, when I was recording this part, so... It was like, oh, you want to record Mario 3? Oh no, you're getting a difficult part of the stage, so Luigi, you're gonna be screwed! Oh, and it drove me mad. But of course, I still make it through this world just fine. And fortunately, I had to completely redo World 7, which caused me to cry inside, but I'll talk about that when I get to the next part, shall I? Right, well, anyway, heading onwards even further, it's time to take on this extra hammer brother. And I can't stress enough how much the ice physics will screw you over when you're fighting the hammer brother. The only thing I can the only advice I can really give you is to try and fight him the same old way you always have. Just run directly underneath the blocks as soon as you can, and just hope to God you have good control. That's all I can say. You need to hope that you're good enough. But with that, it's time to move on to level 5. Ooh. And what's so great about level 5, you might be wondering? Well, nothing really good, but this is actually a level where you need to find the exit. What do I mean by find the exit? It's a bit difficult to find out where to go in this world. And those little blue enemies, we've seen them a couple of times in this playthrough. I don't know the name of them, but as you can tell, they pick up the blue blocks and they try to throw the blue blocks at you. They're not that big a deal to take care of, but you know, just be careful of them. It's easy enough to get screwed over by them. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, like I said, this is a special level in that we need to find the exit. It's a bit of a hidden maze type deal. So basically, continue moving onwards throughout the stage up until you reach a certain point, which I'll point out when I get to it. I'll point out. See that Koopa? Don't kill him, like I did. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have killed him. But what we're meant to do is actually jump up that column right for that left. Because up here is the exit of the level. So what you need to do is actually get a Koopa shell, grab it, climb all the way up the top, and destroy all the little nipper plants, and just basically go straight to the exit. To be fair, it's pretty easy to find, but it can be a bit unexpected your first time playing, because puzzle elements in my Mario game, that's just no good, isn't it? But anyway, the nipper plants, don't really need to worry about them too much. Why did I kill the Koopa again? You better Koopa away from me. Koopa away. Get it? Get it? Cause keep away. I'm trying, goddammit. Seriously though, it's a pretty chilled out level, I'm not gonna lie. It's very simple, very easy to go through. It's quite relaxing now that I think about it. Apart from the fact when you get hit, it's still quite annoying. There's not much to say. Just kill a Koopa, grab him, move on up to that one area, and that's all she wrote. Although I still find it really strange about Nintendo recently. Why do they keep bringing back the raccoon suit in particular in the recent games? I mean, I don't mind seeing it every now and then, but why is it always the raccoon suit? There's plenty of other flying power-ups they've had in the series. Hell, the cape suit's amazing. Of course, I prefer the way the raccoon suit looks compared to the cape suit, but the cape suit is just broken. Oh, that's probably why they don't bring it back. But again, gonna talk about that when I get to Super Mario Bros. 4, which I am doing. It's actually all recorded. I just need to get through my list of playthroughs, because I got quite a few LPs recorded now just to commentate over, so there's quite a few coming up if you're into the channel. Like my latest one I'm currently recording right now is No More Heroes, which is a good time, and another Hammer Brothers suit. Oh yay! I still don't want to use it. I kid you not, I do not want to use the suit. But one bit of advice I will give you, if you want to keep hold of a Hammer Brothers suit or whatever item you have, before, if you want to keep hold of it and you have a full inventory, basically use an item up before you go to get a new item, and that'll move the Hammer Brothers suit along the inventory, which means the last slot will be replaced with whatever item you get last. This way, you'll be able to permanently make sure that you'll never lose the Hammer Brothers suit from your inventory. So, it's if you understood what I mean by that, basically, if you do what I do, you're in no danger of losing your Hammer Brothers suit. It's pretty good. Unless, of course, you lose it in a level, in which case, it happens to me almost all the time. It's so annoying. But anyway, this is another maze-like level, if I remember correctly, where you need to find the correct route to go. The route in this stage is just as easy to find as it is in the previous stage. So, there we go. Although I find it quite interesting, those tiny little pools where you see the Cheep Cheeps jumping out of. For some reason, when the Cheep Cheep are in those tiny pools of water, they're invisible. I have no idea why. I think maybe it's a layering issue on the game, but it's quite weird to see, because in this pool of water, all the Cheep Cheeps are easy enough to find. Yeah, they're visible as all hell, but in the other pools of water, they just disappear off the face of the earth. Actually, another thing, but I don't even know if they'll hurt you if you jump into that pool. I think they only really hurt you when they jump out and you just happen to be there. I could be wrong, I never really tested that. I never really tested, getting hit. It's not something I really want to do. I think this is the level with the kind of dodgy to find exit. Anyway, I could be wrong. There's a couple of water levels in this sort of world, so it can be... I do get confused between them every now and then. It's quite strange that the ice level has a lot of water. Yeah, I was wrong. I'm thinking about a different level with the alternate exit. My bad. That might be the next level. But well, that was pretty straightforward for the most part, so just get through the stage. Bob's your uncle. Of course, those enemies that throw the spike balls at you, they become a lot more apparent if you haven't noticed in this world, and they're just as annoying as ever, because I never know the right time to jump on them. They have some sort of not invincibility frames. What am I talking about? They don't have invincibility frames at all. Whenever they're spawning the giant spike ball to throw at you, there's a small period of time in which you're able to jump through the spike ball and kill those enemies. I always have issues timing that, and I always get hit as a result because I'm an idiot, and I decide, maybe I can take him out just before he throws the spike ball at me. And basically, don't be as impatient as me. That's the moral of the story. Being as impatient as I am will result in death. Lots and lots of death! Oh! Fortunately, most of it you won't see. Yay! Editing. Which is why I love editing in these videos. You never see how bad I really am at games. Then again, I don't understand why there's a lot of LPers out there now that don't even try to edit their videos, and they use the excuse of it's a live commentary to not edit, and that really bugs me. I understand if you got fitting commentary, but if most of your commentary is, oh no, please edit your videos. It's a pro tip from me. I don't have many subscribers, but trust me, it annoys me when I watch LPs, and it's just no editing whatsoever. Anyway, jump down on this donut platform, and this is a one-time chance to get into this pipe. If you can't get into this pipe, then there you go. Actually, I say pro tip from me to do editing, but I know some people actually like seeing the failure, so I don't know, I guess it depends on what audience you're going for in terms of the LP community. If you're going for an audience like me, where I like seeing people's opinions in games and seeing how they play through the game, then editing's a go-go. But if you're sort of doing like a blind playthrough and you want the comedy factor to be your reactions and stuff like that, then I guess there's a reason to not edit. I still frown upon it, but I guess there's an appeal for some people, so there's that, I suppose. Anyway, onwards up to the next fortress of the world. This fortress looks dangerous, but I'm gonna be really honest, you have no danger of dying in this one unless you do stupid mistakes. Although, this little pit right underneath us right now, if you're good enough at flying, you can sort of skip this entire thwomp section and fly underneath. I don't recommend doing that because, let's face it, the thwomp section requires a tiny amount of patience. You don't even really need to focus to get through this. Although I did get hit by the nuclear waffles, but that was my own doing. I'm a clumsy person, you know that. Why do you think I slide everywhere in my games? Ho. True story. But yeah, your biggest threat in this entire dungeon is yourself. And you got boos scattered throughout the entire fortress, but they do literally nothing. You have the thwomps that are very telegraphed and slow, so you can just simply jump over them whenever coming at you. So honestly, it's probably one of the easiest fortresses in the game. I'd say the fortresses in World 2 are actually harder than this one. That's the truth of it. Anyway, boom, get down enough of that.
I've lost count, but you're down yet again. Ho ho.
And boom goes the dynamite. There goes another fortress. Ooh, delicious. And of course, that bridge there, if you remember the pipe we went in earlier on and led us to a dead end, that pipe, well, that little bridge leads us to the dead end, which means we can now use it as a warp location. See? So yeah, if you want a shortcut, kind of... I never understood the point of the warp pipe shortcuts, actually, now that I think about it in this game, because the world map is so small, it doesn't really take any time at all just to move between the left and right of the world, so... Are people really that impatient? I want to talk. If I can go as fast as possible in a lot of games, I will. Probably why I'm such a Sonic aficionado. Because I do love my Sonic games. In fact, the only reason I don't do too many Sonic LPs is because, well, I'm going to do loads of LPs of Sonic games, but the only reason I haven't so far is because I want some variety. I don't want to do just Sonic. That, and every time I try to record the Sonic games, my footage never turns out the best way. The letter H! My footage never turns out the way I exactly want it to, so there we go. And if you're wondering what that letter H there stands for, I have no idea. No one knows. The AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, seems to think that it's there because Mario 3 is apparently made by the devil. That's one of the excuse. H stands for hell. I think anyway, I can't remember. That was a very old video that he made. And if you haven't seen the AVGN, check him out. He does good videos. Angry Video Game Nerd. James Nintendo Nerd on YouTube. I think he's got his own website as well. Cinemassacre. I could be wrong. Although I haven't seen much of him recently. Anyway, the stage I told you about earlier with the alternate exit, this is the stage I was thinking about. How do I know? Because water level music is playing. I don't know why, because the actual exit isn't even remotely near the water, and if you're good enough at jumping, you can skip all the... Oh god, Big Bertha. Or Boss Bass, one of the two. But yeah, if you're good enough at jumping, you can pretty much skip all of the water section entirely. With the exception of this tiny bit by here, so... No matter. Anyway, there's a P-switch in that golden block below there. I don't understand the point of it. It's a waste to me. And this is the worst placement of a super mushroom in this entire game.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, I coulda got that, and oh no, you had to be evil. Ho ho.
But anyway, jump up this pipe by here, and that's the stage. It's very easy, very short, but I can see people getting lost and getting confused in that, because if you go into the water to the right of that pipe, it sort of loops around in circles until you find the right way to go. It's really just trial and error in the end. It will take you some time your first time through, but I like it. It's not too cryptic. Now this level, on the other hand, well, this level's not that difficult. I just did a few stupid mistakes because the entire thing's covered in ice blocks, so I died a good few times going through here, I will be completely honest. But it's not that big a deal. Although, it's so fulfilling. I love whenever those enemies that pick up the blocks and throw them at you. Try to throw the block at you, and then you ninja them by picking up the block first, and they're like, oh,
you want some of Luigi? Well, Luigi's gonna burn you with this block, oh, which I think is made of ice.
Oh well. Anyway, one of the unique gimmicks about the fire flower in this world is quite... They don't really do this gimmick that much. Basically, there's certain ice blocks with frozen nippers, which are enemies I really can't stand, and coins in. If you use the fire flower, well, you can burn the coin blocks, and, well, you can get yourself some fantastic coins, or potentially kill yourself. That depends on you, really, so it's not that big a deal. Although this section by here, that jump with that last coin block is so precise. I don't know, I just so cringe every time I go to make that jump, because I'm like,
oh no, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Oh, I made it. Oh, let's go.
So, there we go. But of course we got a course clear, and we got yet another star. It's because I'm such a big YouTube star, you know. Me with my 80 subscribers. To be fair though, I'm still happy I got 80 subscribers. It's just good to know I have 80 people willing to watch my videos. So that it gives me happiness to make more, you know?
Okie dokie, time for another castle.
Now these blue platforms, I despise these things. I think we might have seen them way back in World 4. I can't really remember, but just in case we didn't see them in World 4, basically a boo head will pop out and you'll need to basically land on a platform and hope to God the boo head doesn't hit you. If the boo head hits you, that happens. Thank you. See, my commentary is well timed with this raw footage. I think ahead with my commentary, see? He lies. But anyway, I don't like that jump with those boos. Basically, I could have been a bit more patient and caused those boos to get a bit closer, because what you want to do is just turn away from the boos. They'll go, oh, he's looking away, boys, let's get him! And basically wait until they're close enough, turn back around and jump over them. But
Boom boom, it's the third one of you in this entire world. When are you gonna give up, man?
seriously, when is Boom Boom gonna give up? Christ almighty. I have to give him credit. The guy's persistent, but I don't know. Although I do love how when you're in Dirty Luigi form, you're small Luigi. Whenever you go into these end spade games, your small sprite is also your big sprite, which is quite weird. But when you're in big Luigi, your big sprite in here is like 3 times the size. It's insane. Surprisingly well detailed, but with that, folks, we have made it to the castle.
Okie dokie, time to finally get on with this world.
Because World 6 is probably one of my least favourite worlds in the game. And hey, it's the King of the Moles! Oh, it's terrible. The king has been transformed. Please do this thing again.
Okie dokie, here we go, under the pirate ship.
You know, I always questioned how these pirate ships looked in 3D, and then 3D Land sort of solved that for me, because this has to be like the most inefficient airship ever. I'm not, honestly, there's like holes in the ship. Imagine trying to clean this thing when you're flying. Okay, Cooper crew, gotta clean the ship. Yo, 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 Sergeant out. Because we all know military sergeants sound like that. Yo, yo, yo. It's totally bodacious, dudes. Well, maybe the army sounded like that in the 90s. I don't know. Yeah, one of my friends is in the army, but he doesn't sound like that, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, still same old stuff as the previous airships. Very annoying when they get through those. It's very easy to die because there's so many turrets, and this section by here, be very careful. Because if you make this jump poorly, you're gonna die. You need to be pixel perfect on timing, or you could try and jump up higher, but I don't think you can actually skip this entire section and go up to the top path. Never really tried it. Never wanted to try it. But basically, be as quick as you can, because you almost got crushed. And go into here. And meet. I think this one's Iggy. What I consider to be the hardest Koopaling in the entire game. I think I said before that was Wendy, but Wendy's quite difficult, but, you know, Wendy's a tricky Koopa. But this one is the hardest. As you see, I died! Ah, no! And what happens when you die on an airship? Well, the airship flies off to a different part of the map. Now, if I wanted to, I could use an anchor power-up, if I have one, to stop it from moving, because whenever you fail at an airship, well, it'll move across the different parts of the map and it'll just fly about every which way. If you have an anchor, you can freeze it in place so you can continuously try and beat the airship in one go. It's not that hard an airship overall. I just had a couple of stupid mistakes, so I died a few times, but there we go. With this Koopa over and done with, we have beaten World 6 of Super Mario Bros. 3. Yahoo!
Mario, what are you doing here? Why are you in my head? Get out of Luigi's head! Oh!
But, I don't even know where I'm going. Yeah, pretty cool world. It's one of my most boring worlds in the game. Oh my dear god, he looks like a potato. He looks like a potato! Look at the guy! I don't even know. Just imagine with Mr. Potato Head's, voice. But with that, we get another P-Wing, and it's time to move on to the hardest world in the entire game, my least favourite world in the entire game, and an entirely frustration-filled part. So thank you all for watching, people. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, and when we return next time, we'll be returning in the pipe maze. Thanks for watching. I'll see you after. Bye!